damn. You know, sometimes you just gotta finish that later. That's my real motto.
But welcome to a special Saturday edition of Rankum. I realised I'd double booked myself on Sunday, which is not entirely my fault, but it still was my fault. But I got a great panel here, and this is the first time that I've ever done a topic in which the panel was pretty much already set, just had to find a perfect time. And I don't know, I think there was something Star Wars related that dropped last week on a certain streaming service. But yeah, we're doing Star Wars themes because The Mandalorian dropped last week. But got a great panel. Matt is here. Matt, how are you feeling today?
Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Please let these Star Wars stay. I'm doing great.
It's terrible.
You know what? I was doing great. This is, you know what? I'm giving up my Saturday night to be here. And what do? I'm just having fun and I get muted. That's just great. That's just great. All you guys.
Well, it was more of a case. I didn't want to get the channel to get a copyright strike for too much of the song. But
hide behind that excuse.
But also here is Kristen. Kristen, how's it
going?
going?
I mean, woo.
Everything's fine here. We're doing great. Thanks.
We're all fine here now. How are you?
And last but not least, is Manning. Manning, how's it going?
You know, there is also on Disney Plus The World According to Jeff Goldblum, and that has been my an absolute delight to watch that eccentric man. Oh, wait, this is Star Wars. I can't go on about Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah. You know,
I can keep going on. But yeah, no, I'm super excited to be here too because this list was excruciating. So I'm excited to see what we will kill and axe today.
Damn. Don't you mean cauterize?
Cauterize. Well, depending on what we're using. Are we using, like a lightsaber? I'm sure being some what are those called? Like in the Knights of the Old Republic, they had like the swords. What are they called? I totally forgot what they're called. Nope.
They're called legends.
You're right. I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Were they
funnily enough, if this wasn't a pre-printed list, I was probably going to put Jeff Goldblum movies on the poll if we did a poll last week. But we'll have to wait for later on for that to happen. But I can't wait to be till I finally get to see those shows when Disney Plus drops this week for me. So. But enough about Disney Plus. We talked enough about that last week. We're going to talk specifically just about Star Wars here. And we're talking about Star Wars themes. And this was also a hard list for me. I just had any chance I could get, I was listening to the Star Wars soundtracks, just looking at what the titles are called and going, do I like this? How much more do I like? But I'm going to kick it off to Manning. Manning, what is the first theme you're going to bring up?
You're really putting me on blast here while I'm trying to find out exactly what these blades are called over here. It's really killing me now, guys. They're literally just called blades. And I'm like, I think it could have been called something else. And now no wonder I had such a hard time because they're just called blades, foils, brand, vibroblade, vibroblade. That's it. That's it. Vibroblade. Okay.
No wonder why
my first one, I'm going to get it right out of the way because we all know it's destined to be on here. And that's the Force theme, specifically that one from A New Hope. When that plays, you know something is about to happen. You know Star Wars is about to actually transpire. And that scene in particular, we all know it. Luke stares off into the sunset, the twin suns of Tatooine, as he wonders, when will his life begin? And cue what is right out of a Disney movie. This journey begins, guys. Which I guess it's a Disney movie now. What was that?
Binary Sunset and the Force theme are two separate things.
Well, I'm condensing it to the Force themes because technically speaking, that plays during that time. So yes, that one right there.
You have to say an actual song because I have actual songs for all of my things. The leitmotifs are great in Star Wars. Let us not be leitmotifs are like the Force theme. In case anyone doesn't know what that means. No, they're all great.
Well, I'm glad you're here to tell us these things.
Then let me
They're used
specify.
throughout the entirety of the
Let me
series.
specify the Binary Sunset version of the Force theme. I'm going solely off of Spotify right now and what they are officially called, and it's like, or in YouTube. So which one are we going on?
There is a Force theme when Obi-Wan is telling Luke about the Force. The music that plays there is called the Force theme on the soundtrack. Or no, it's Tales of the Jedi.
It's Tales of the Jedi.
Learn about
AKA the Force theme. So Manning, which one do you want to talk about? Binary Sunset or Tales of the Jedi?
Well, apparently YouTube has these mislabeled, and I thought this entire time. So 1 second, Tales of the Jedi Night.
The song in Binary Sunset is the Force theme. The theme that's playing in Tales of the Jedi, I don't actually remember.
Yeah, that's not the one. I know that is not the one.
That's the Force theme. I have the CD. It says the Force theme.
No, it literally says Tales of the Jedi. Learn about.
I have the CD. Maybe it's just the
This is
version
where
I
there's
have.
different. It's called different things. I'm learning that right now.
It's the same thing. It's just a different rendition of it, and that's Star Wars. Welcome to Star Wars, where they
Binary Sunset version. That's the one. That is the one.
There you go. That
is the one officially in that specific sequence. At this point, I'm going to add a scenes to said sequence so we know exactly what we're talking about, because we're going to get confused by saying which one is which. Because now I'm looking at different things are saying different stuff. So I am now confused at who's making these lists.
Really sad.
So
Yeah.
the Binary Sunset
Kristen.
Force theme. Dropping it. I'm done.
Binary Sunset is up on the table. I'm pretty sure the Rule of Two crew had the same argument about the Binary Sunset and the Force theme. So it's not just you, Matt. But
okay, good.
But Matt, what do you say about Binary Sunset?
I mean, how can you say no to Binary Sunset? Binary Sunset is one of those great Star Wars themes that just perfectly encapsulates what the character is feeling at that time. You know, when I like how it starts sort of as Luke is sort of walking up to, I guess, the hill or whatever you want to call it. It's very sort of slow. It's building. It sort of fits that sort of, you know, Luke's just been talking about the fact that his friends are gone. Uncle Owen's keeping him from the academy for another season. And he kind of just feels lost. And then he's looking off to the suns. And as the music builds, you get this sense of the adventure Luke wants to go on. And then I like that at the very tail end, as Luke sort of looks away, the music dips again, because it's sort of like he's looked at the sun, he's followed this adventure, but then it's like, you know, as Eminem would say, you know, snap back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. You know, it's like back to gotta go and clean the droids. And I love that. That's why John Williams is the masters. He's just, along with Lucas's visuals, the music, just there's no dialogue in that scene, and yet you know exactly what Luke is feeling. So it gets a yes from me.
Kristen, Carol's clearly upset that we couldn't decide on what Force theme we're talking about. But what do you say about Binary Sunset?
Yeah, so I before we started, I said there's going to be a lot of compromise here. So anytime one of the songs has a major theme that's the central point, I said this or this or this. So that is my or for Tales of Jedi Learn About the Force, which is my preferable use of the Force theme in A New Hope. But I will gladly say yes because it's the same theme. It's just different plays on it. So I'm glad it's there.
Yeah, and I Binary Sunset would have been the easiest for me as well. This is just one that is so brought up so much in the marketing material and all that. Like, it's one that you often hear so much that it's just often the first one you think of. But so yeah, Binary Sunset makes this list. And Kristen, what is your first nomination?
Yeah, there's a lot of good music. So I don't want to go too mainstream yet. But what we'll do is I'm going to say Love Pledge and the Arena, which is the song that includes a couple of themes. One of them being Across the Stars. I like this rendition of Across the Stars better. It's almost the whole thing. And then they go into a real cool battle sequence, which is great. And it's a great contrast between this really nice, like loving motif between Anakin and Padme going into this battle sequence. And it's a cool contrast of themes that I really quite enjoy. I would compromise if anyone does have Across the Stars on there and this doesn't make it through. I'm just making that known. But this is my choice for the Across the Stars theme being included is the Love Pledge.
No, that's Stargate, Brandon.
Yes, no, that's Battlestar Galactica.
That's Battlestar Galactica of Thrones.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah.
So it's Love, Pledge, and Marriages. Is that what?
No, and the Arena.
Love Pledge
It's from,
and
And the
Marriage.
Arena. This is
I
gonna be
knew
fun.
it was around here, but Matt, what do you say about Love, Pledge, and the Arena?
Okay, I do like this rendition, but I'm going to say no because there's another fuller rendition of Across the Stars that I have on my list very high up that I would prefer to get on the list.
I refuse.
Manning, what do you say about Love, Pledge, and the Arena?
Now, I went to go listen to this right after Kristen said it because I now literally have I have to have two different things up to check to make sure they are correct in what I'm saying. And apparently, a lot of the prequels are the same. When you get to the original, they start to vary in what they are referred to as. So that's interesting. Just more of a little tidbit on the side. But I'm listening to Love, Pledge, and the Arena, and Across the Stars rendition really only happens for about, in an 8-minute and 30-second song, is only a minute 30. The
Correct.
rest is, of course, the arena scene.
Yeah. It's the best part of the.
It is the best part, but
Okay.
that is the hardest. That is really hard because this is when it gets to. I wanted to say yes to everything. I want to say yes to everything, but I can't. So I'm gonna have to say no, simply because the arena part is fine, but it's not the most memorable part of Attack of the Clones that I'm thinking about. The Across the Stars arena is a really nice. It's very minimal, and it's
Fair.
powerful, but that's not the part I think of when I think of Across the Stars. So that is my no.
Yeah, so if that Love, Pledge, and the Arena won't make the list, I probably would have leaned no for the same reasons as both Matt and Manning. I mean, I do like the theme,
Bye.
but
We're going with the obvious ones and not throw in the oddballs.
but it is I mean, I've got an oddball one that probably won't make it either. But
Same.
I have a
see.
couple of oddballs that might not make it.
But going to Take 3's resident oddball, Matt, what's your first nomination?
Insulted by John Williams. This is what I do, people. I give up my Saturday night. I could be working on other stuff, and yet I come here and I get called an oddball.
Hey, no. I will. That is a compliment. He is a Star Wars character. You got referred to a clone. You're a clone trooper, a very noble one.
Yeah, a great one.
Yes, oddball. Remember?
He doesn't like the,
Yes, I
the
do.
show, so
What?
I was.
Clone
He's
Wars?
she's
We're not
being
talking about resistance.
sarcasm.
Okay. Now, back to the show. As we digress, as we often do on the show. So my first nomination, it's going to be, I think this is a song that I really love standalone, just the audio. But in the scene that it's used, I think it just elevates the moment. And I'm going with Burning Homestead from A New Hope. What I love about this song is that, or this theme is that it starts off with Luke and Obi-Wan sort of looking over this sandcrawler that's been attacked. And then Luke coming to the realization that the stormtroopers that attacked it were looking for the droids. And when he realizes that that's going to lead them back to the homestead, the music is very, determined, like, and he jumps in the land speeder and Obi-Wan screams out like, it's too dangerous. And then when he gets to the homestead, it's very sort of slow. It's very mysterious. He doesn't know what's happening. There's just smoke. And then the minute he sees what's become of Uncle Nolan Peru, the music gets very somber. As Luke is looking at his parents, pretty much, the people who raised him, dead because he feels like it's because of him, because the droids were with him. But what I love most is the very end when there's this great moment when Luke looks away, but he looks back, and there's this real sort of hint of darkness that you get from both Luke and the music that sort of shows that there's something inside Luke that we're going to see more in this series, that for as great as this good character we've seen up to this point, there's something in him, and this is the moment that is changing him, and I think the music does it so beautifully. So Burning Homestead is my first nomination.
Burning Homestead is on the table. And this is a theme which I initially didn't have on my list because I just didn't remember it that much. Because I when I did this, I near the end I was just looking up themes and then listening to random themes just see if I like it. This is just one I missed, but in saying that, I just went and listened to it just then. Quite like it after actually listening to it. So, but did I cut out?
Just for a
No,
second.
we got you. You said yes, and that's all that's important.
I didn't.
Manning, what do you say about Burning Homestead?
Now, I'm going to make another aside here. I'm getting rid of Spotify because apparently this version of Star Wars A New Hope is only has 16 songs, and they're not in order.
Yeah,
And when the actual soundtrack I own has 26, and it's the right one. So whatever Disney or whoever released this one, no, go away, be gone. Okay.
Be gone with him.
Thank you, Boss Nass. All right. So now that that's out of the way and Spotify is gone, I'm going to say no for this one only based upon the fact this was not one that I have listened to. It's not one I go back to. The scene in and of itself is very nice, but this is something that we go back to again. It's when you said he had that moment of that dark moment where he looked away. That is the scene itself. You have the Force theme playing again as the motif. It's kind of going back to when I made this list, I wanted to pick the best renditions of these themes. And for me, Binary Sunset was the best rendition of the /Force theme. And I don't want to keep cherry picking all those different instances. So I'm not to say no, but it's a good song. It's a good moment in the movie. Good use of the score, but something I have to say no to.
Kristen, it's all down to you. What do you say about Burning Homesteads?
It's not on my long short list. Unfortunately, your argument was very good for it, though, Matthew. It was very good. It made me want to rethink, except I have a lot of songs that I prefer over that one, but it is great. It's just there's a lot of, for me, a lot of New Hope is, the music is fantastic, and I could literally fill this entire list with just Force Awakens and A New Hope because I think those are like two of like the tightest soundtracks in terms of themes. Yeah, correct. However, I have to like draw the line. I have a lot of other things from A New Hope I want to get included, so I just say no. I'm very sorry.
Draw that line.
So, but it's down to me for my first nomination, and I'm going to get one of my old ball picks out of the way, but I'm going to go for probably one of the most famous earwormy themes that is in Star Wars. I'm going to go for the Cantina Band theme. This is one of those ones that it's one of those ones that comes up so much in the Lego Star Wars games, and it's just one that just one of those fun themes that that get stuck on your head so much, and you end up annoying people by humming it a lot of the times. But yeah, Cantina Band theme's on the table. Manning, what do you say about Cantina Band theme?
Is it a yes or is it a yes? This is, as you said, an earworm. This is one that I listen to regularly, and I think encompasses the lighthearted side of Star Wars beautifully. It kind of recognizes the hive of scum and villainy, as well as also providing that sense of levity that Star Wars can be known for. And I have to say yes, because who else loves those Diz Whalers, guys?
Kristen,
you know
what do you
we
say?
love Jews Whalers on 2-3.
When you listen to these soundtracks quite a lot at home, and this always makes Kara dance. So I will say yes, because her dancing is very cute.
Matt, what would you have said about the Cantina Band theme?
I would have said no, the Star Wars equivalent of elevator music belongs on this list.
You've never seen Kara dance to this song. I'm just saying.
Okay, what's your point?
But
Very cute.
What? I feel assaulted.
Cool. People can dance to elevator music. That's fine.
but Betty, what's your next
Well, at least I know what
nomination?
my
Let me-
12 is.
Give me a second while I that was a dig right there. Ouch. Okay. All right, that aside, I'm gonna go back to one. We're gonna throw out some of our left field picks first, and I'm gonna go for it. This is one that I have always enjoyed. It's used brilliantly in the movie. It is by itself something that is ominous, something that is gets under your skin in a way. It kind of encompasses what the movie's about and what the character is going through and the duality in and of itself. And that is Anakin's dark deeds from Revenge of the Sith. Now, there's one called Anakin's Betrayal. Don't let that one fool you. This one is the one that is used in the scene where you have the famous line now, we all know, Revenge of the Sith. So this is how Liberty dies, with thunderous applause. Cut back and forth between Mustafar Massacre and then Palpatine assuming power as the Emperor. The duality that is used to show the horror that is going through as the Empire truly rises, I think is an excellent use of what this song can do. You have the high moments and the very low moments as well. And it just kind of ends with this somber tone of Anakin kind of just basking in what he has done, the horrors that he has committed, and those dark deeds. It's a ruminating of what he has done, and it is kind of an encapsulation of the new Anakin that is almost Vader, but not quite. So Anakin's dark deeds is what I choose.
Anakin's dark deeds is on the table. Kristen, what do you say about Anakin's dark deeds?
I actually prefer Anakin's Betrayal, man. However, I have, as always, in my list, I have the song, what rank I have it in, and then if there's a song that it's like similar to that I would agree with, and that is the or for Anakin's Betrayal. So I will agree with you. I think it's a great song. I just prefer the emotion behind Anakin's Betrayal more.
Oh, absolutely. They're both great.
Yeah, they're both men. They're honestly two of the best pieces of music in that movie, and it's got a ton of good music in it.
Surprisingly, yeah, it really does.
Yeah. The
Why
music is the
surprisingly?
best part of the prequels. I love the prequels, but the music is the best part.
Uh-oh, Kern's
No.
finger.
I like the prequels more than most, and the music is the best part.
I concur. The music is really good.
I mean, I think there's one that's technically part of the prequels that I think I can say that Kristen doesn't like, but I'm not going to mention that one. But Matt, what do you say about Anakin's dark deeds?
This was on my long list. I like this a lot, but there's another theme that has to do with Anakin that I like a lot more, and it's kind of similar, not quite, but it's just, it's not on my short list. I would prefer for more of my short list to get on here, but it's a great theme. It really is, and I think it works amazing in the in the scene that it's a part of. So, what the hell are you guys doing?
We're just all considering your words.
Oh, you're just thinking about what the other theme from Sif is?
I mean,
never mind.
there's a couple. There's like three. There's a lot of themes from Sith.
There's
I'm
a
not
lot
gonna
of great
lie.
music in Revenge of the Sith.
Great. I had to really fight myself to not include a lot of the prequels.
Oh, same.
Why?
So, but
Variety.
all be like one movie.
but anyway, it's down to me, and I think I know the one Matt's referring to, which may or may not come up later. But I'm going to say yes to Anakin's dark deeds.
Yes.
I do enjoy this theme, and it's one that I do think is really great. But and
So wait,
Kristen,
with a 4-person panel, what does that mean?
Well, you were the only one who didn't agree.
I'm sorry. It's because I left. I didn't know what Chris. I thought
It was an or option for a song I had.
So you said yes.
It was a compromise. Yes.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Kristen said yes.
Okay,
We did
I'm fine
some
with that.
dirty dealing while you were gone. We did some cards under the table, so just to let you know.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
he's gonna be Venmoing me like $15 later.
It was 10.
I'm sorry. It's just I had one earphone in, and
I've
I was on
upped my
phone until
price.
so from what I heard of Kristen,
She is altering the deal. Pray she doesn't alter it any further.
Man, I ain't riding no fucking unicycle. Man, I'm not doing it.
Oh.
Robot Chicken. You will wear this dress and these cloud shoes. Man, I'm not doing it.
But Kristen, it's back to you for your next nomination.
So here, no, I'm having a really hard time because we want to start getting like
just have the Clone Wars theme. Just do it. We all know you want it.
Big themes on here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go to the new trilogy. I know it's not Matt's favorite, but I think there's a couple songs that should be on here. Ray's theme is the one I'm gonna choose. I really like Ray's theme. I like that it's both really kind of like sad feeling because it's expressing and representing her struggle to survive in this really harsh environment, and it also has a lot of hope in it, which represents like all of Ray's drive to survive. So like it's got a lot of really great kind of like emotive ties to Ray's persona, and the theme shows up many times later to contrast some other themes that are much darker. And so it's it's one of the lighter themes that you really get in the new trilogy, and it's kind of refreshing whenever it comes back in. So I really like this one. I think it's a great representation of Ray's character, but also just the struggle of how she grew up and how she survived. I think it's great.
Matt, what do you say about Ray's theme?
I don't hate Ray's theme. For all the issues that I have with the sequel trilogy, the music is not one of them. Williams still did a great job, even at the Last Jedi score. I think it's a lot to be desired for me, but with Force Awakens, I think it's an amazing score. I'm going to say no, just simply based on the fact that there are two themes from that film that I would prefer to be on this list over Ray's theme, and character-specific theme from another movie that I would prefer. But I think this is a good theme, and I agree with a lot of what Kristen said about the theme of what it represents. But that's just me. Kristen, there's the rest of the panel. God.
But yeah, I'm saying yes to Ray's theme very easily. I think Ray's theme is one of the best themes in Force Awakens, and I love the music in Force Awakens.
And I hate the music, so that says a lot.
But Manning, what? It's still down to you. What do you say about Ray's theme?
You sexist or not, Manning? That's what this.
That's what this means.
Are you woke?
Am I woke? I'm finna woke, Kristen.
Okay, boomer.
No, when I first heard Ray's theme, I first saw The Force Awakens, loved it. It was great. The music was not one that I attached myself to instantly. However, there was one theme I attached myself to instantly. Something that sounded so different from any Star Wars theme I had ever heard prior. One that was kind of soft. It was kind of Princess Leia, but a different, I don't know. I can't explain what it was, but it was something that was fresh and new to me. Star Wars, but not. And it kind of symbolized Rey, a character who is different, who doesn't fit in, but is also a part of something greater. And that's what Rey's theme is. It's one of my favorite, period. I heard that theme in the special look trailer at the very end when you saw Dark Rey, ooh, and I got scared. That theme scared me at what it could mean. I love Rey. I love Rey's theme. Rey's theme is a yes for me. It's a yes from me.
And Ray's theme is going to make the list. And I think the Dark Ray is going to turn out to just be a vision. But
It's all made up for trailers.
It's all a dream. Everything is a dream. She's gonna
it's
wake up on
all-
Jakku, and it's gonna be
This
like,
is
all-
a dream. Which
It's all my dream because you see, the film's gonna end in 1975 with me just at a typewriter writing the Star Wars. It's gonna be really great. I think you're all gonna really like it.
George, you gave up Star Wars rights.
I did.
Disney
Oh
got them from you.
shit,
Sorry.
that's awkward. Well, that was in my episode 9, but of course Bob, he didn't want that. Fuck you, Iger.
Oh, George, go back to making your.
Oh, George.
it sounds like an name of a sitcom. Oh, George.
Oh, George.
Another episode of Oh, George.
But Matt,
Love that
what's the next theme you're going to bring up?
We have 4 on here already. 2 of which I'm really okay with. One I'm lukewarm, and the other is elevator music. So let's get some really great Star Wars themes on here. I'm going with, this is the theme I was talking about from Revenge of the Sith. I'm going with Battle of Heroes. What I love about this theme is it tells the story of the fall of a hero. It starts off and there's this heroic side to the music, very similar to how Anakin starts the story as heroic and, this great hero of the Clone Wars. And then as the song progresses, it gets darker and harsher until it just crescendos at the very end. And then it's just, there's so much about it. It just tells the complete story of Revenge of the Sith in one, I don't even know how long it is. It's probably even under 10 minutes. And you have the heroic side, you have the betrayal, you have the darkness, and you just have everything wrapped up in this just amazingly beautiful and sad theme, really, when you think about it, is really the fall of this great hero into just pure darkness. I love it. So, yeah, Battle of Heroes.
Battle of Heroes. Is it?
Yes.
Battle of the Heroes.
Battle of the Heroes.
If
All
we're
right.
being
The
specific.
Terminator versus Terminator.
Kristen, what do you say about Battle of the Heroes?
Oh yeah, this is on my short list. I love the like opening theme, like that. It's great. I love it. It's like really dark and expressive and full of like this like it's like tortured. Like these like feelings are like really tortured because these guys are. You're my brother. I love you, right? Like really close, and having to fight each other like this is literally kind of tearing their emotions apart. And this song really captures the darkness of this battle with the way that it's affecting both of them emotionally to have to do this. So I think, yeah, this is a great song.
Yeah. Funny enough, when I was looking up this theme initially, it came up as Anakin versus Obi-Wan for some reason, but it is
I think
the
that's
same
different.
theme.
They're 2 different songs.
They are very similar, though. That's why I wanted to double
Yeah.
check before I give my answer. I wanted to double check to make sure, there is a difference, but there is a difference. They're similar, but there's a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna say yes to Battle of the Heroes. This is, yes, I did have Anakin versus Obi-Wan there too. And it confused me. I think this is the one I was actually thinking about when I wrote that one down, because I do like this one more than I liked Anakin versus Obi-Wan. But yeah, it makes this. Manning, what would you have said about Battle of the Heroes?
I probably would have said yes. This is on my 20. I have my list of like 20 at this point, and because I'm indecisive, I would have said yes though, because this is definitely one of the best from already a fantastic list from Revenge of the Sith. Definitely a yes.
But it's back to me, and I'm going to go for one which I'm pretty sure at least one person on the panel is going to have a hot take on. And I'm going to go for the Imperial March. This is, this is probably one of the most iconic pieces of music in Star Wars. Like anytime Darth Vader is seen on screen, like it pops up so much.
Except for New Hope.
Well, yeah.
Just saying.
He didn't
saying.
write it yet, Matt.
I mean, as I said, it pops up a lot in the series. I didn't specifically say a movie that it pops up in, but yeah, this is one that I think has to be on this list, and it is a great theme. I'm going to save Matt to last. Manning, what do you say about Imperial March?
I am really curious what the hot take is because I'm not sure I am privy to what this hot take is. So in a pursuit to hear what it is, oh man, I want to make sure that I don't know what this is now. I'm really confused.
I'm so conflicted.
I am. Do I want to say yes because I love this one? Or do I want to say no because I want to see if it comes down to Matt last? Because I just want to know what's going on. Do I?
Well, he'll give his hot take regardless.
That's true.
If you want this on the list, say yes.
I do. I really, really do. This is an absolute yes.
Kristen, what do you say about Imperial March?
Yeah, it is one of the most iconic pieces of movie music ever. It is a great piece of composition. It takes a lot of ideas from classical music. I won't list off I could, but I won't. This would be a really long video if I did
I'd listen to
drew
that.
the inspiration from Unity Holds his. No, I won't do that. But there's a lot of great inspiration here. From classical pieces, and it's a great march. If you know anything about marches in music theory, this is a good one. And it, whenever you hear it, you immediately think of the movies. You immediately think of Darth Vader. It's a great motif. It's fantastic at doing exactly the purpose of the song. Immediately, you are like, that is a bad guy song. It is the most iconic piece of bad guy music in all of cinema, and it gets my yes.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you ask someone who doesn't know Star Wars like to name a song from Star Wars. This is probably the one that, aside from the main title one, this is probably the one the other they will all recognise. But Matt, what do you think about Imperial March?
All right. Look, Imperial March is a great composition, as Kristen said, in the classical sort of sense of what a march is. This is perfectly bad. It perfectly describes the thing that is supposed to be doing. However, Imperial March is quite possibly the most overplayed Star Wars thing. I'm sorry, we live in a world where the Imperial March is so overplayed, it is now advertising music in the films. In Solo: A Star Wars Story, when Han goes to sign up for the Empire, the music that is playing is the Imperial March.
It's called a leitmotif.
We don't count that.
The fact is that the music's so overplayed that they're now just putting it into the freaking
We don't count
movie.
Solo.
It's a leitmotif. That's
you
legitimately
shut your
the whole
mouth.
point of the stinking thing.
Look, it is a good theme. It's dark, yes. You think of Darth Vader, but for me, it is not on my list. Would I say yes? Of course, because we're not doing Matt's personal top 12 list. You are doing the top 12 Star Wars themes. Does this make it on the list? Yes, but I'm not going to keep my tongue tied and be afraid because it's overplayed. Is it great? Yes, but guys, as you'll hear throughout the rest of this video, there's a lot of other great Star Wars music. It's not just the Imperial March, okay?
Also, we need a gift of
growing.
also we need a gift of Manning's reaction.
You want to kill me, don't you? I know.
That is not what I expected.
You want to talk about an overplayed piece of music in Star Wars movies that they use over and over and over and over and over that you loved, Matt, and it's the Force theme, which they use all the fucking time.
Cool.
Fight.
All right,
Fight.
great.
Fight.
Is it used for marketing in the films?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I'm sure
I don't
it
think that there's a
is.
Jedi sign-up street to where the Force theme's playing in the background.
No.
Luke tried everything after the New Republic. You know what? He
Oh,
had to get
sure he
those
did.
butts in the seat somehow.
But anyway, Manning, what is the next thing
Oh,
you're
it's
going to
me.
bring up? Yes.
I'm so enthralled with what was going on. I totally forgot to get my thing up. Wow, what a hot take. Okay, now I'm looking at multiple lists at this moment, and it varies upon. Okay, it's more egregious for A New Hope than anything else. The different renaming of things, but from what I have at the moment, the one that I'm looking at from A New Hope is entitled TIE Fighter Attack, also known as The Death of Ben / TIE Fighter Attack, depending on what you're looking at.
And Kenobi's death.
Ben
Yes.
Kenobi's death / TIE
Yes.
Fighter Attack.
Some of them are just TIE Fighter Attack, depending on the rendition. However, for continuity's sake, let's combine.
An expanded version of TIE Fighter Attack that was released, and that's probably why there's a separation between the extended one and then the one that is.
I probably own the one that I'm familiar with is probably the extended version, the one that has CD that I own. It might be what it is. So let's go with that one in particular. But what I want to focus on is the TIE Fighter Attack, because that one.
Dun 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 dun.
Sing with me.
Young kid. All right, stay sharp.
That is probably one of the most. Besides, I dropped my lightsaber. It is probably one of the most fun in a different way in a different way from the Cantina Band. It is one of the most fun and engaging battle sequences, and the way it is used in A New Hope, when you just have after you had such destructive horror in the death of Ben Kenobi, you have such kind of lighthearted fare with Luke and Han taking out TIE fighters in what could essentially be a shootout, but space. And I think it's used brilliantly. It is one that has been used over and over, not as much as Imperial March and the Force theme, but it is one that is kind of has a sense of whimsy and excitement and just an engagement that I think is key in Star Wars. And I think they do this beautifully in TIE Fighter Attack.
Kristen, what do you say about TIE Fighter Attack?
Yes. It's very good. It's a good song. No, I love that the song kind of starts out with, like Manning said, Ben Kenobi's death, and then it pulls in this really sad Force theme. It's a version of the Force theme, very sad, and then it transitions into part of Leia's theme, still kind of sad, but a little more hopeful because Leia's theme's all pretty much about hope. Who would have thought Leia's theme's about hope? And then it kind of like goes into another like sad part where they're all like sitting on the plane and they're like, I'm so sad. And then
Falcon.
It's the same thing. And then you get to the battle and it's just like driving. The music is like, the beats are so heavy. They like pound those beats in and it's so good. It's such a great contrast between these. They use pretty much every main theme so far introduced in the movie. They make them really kind of sad. They draw them out. They add lots of strings in there. And then they start this great battle music that is just like you can like feel it in your bones. It's so good. I love this song. Really great.
Feel it.
I mean, I guess you could say Lad's theme's about A New Hope.
Nah,
too far.
But Matt, what do you say about TIE Fighter Attack?
Well, I like Kristen. I'm the version that I like the most is the one that's attached with Ben Kenobi's theme. I think mostly because I like how it transitions from when Leia's comforting Luke, and then Han comes up, with we're not out of this yet, and then just sort of the first there's the sort of gearing up, getting the I guess the tactical readouts beginning, and here they come, and then and there's the heroic moments, hey, I got it, I got him, great kid, don't get cocky, and I just there's a fun to it, with Han, we lost our lateral controls. Don't worry, she'll hold together. Come on, baby, hold together. It is just that whole sequence and the music. It's a lot of what I love about that movie so much. There's just so much adventure to that entire sequence, and the music really does accentuated because it really just elevates it. You know, in the building up of that last TIE fighter as Han's trying to just line it up perfectly for the final shot, and then he gets it. Yeah, I love it. So yeah, TIE fighter attack gets a yes from me.
Yeah, TIE fighter attack is an easy yes for me. This is one of the themes which I just had to re-listen just before because once again, like the confusing CD covers that the original trilogy ends up being with so I think it's only the original trilogy which has been re-released so much
Yes.
that the themes have been all
I
messed
realized
around. But yeah, this is an easy yes for me, so it makes the list.
This song also holds a close place in my heart. This was the first Star Wars theme that I ever bought off iTunes when I got an iPod. The first one I used to listen to on the way going to middle school.
Oh,
I used to sit there.
iPods.
I was a fucking nerd.
Back when Apple didn't control our
Because
lives.
people would be like, they'd be like, you know, listen to like Britney Spears on the show and be like, Matt, what are you listening to? I'd be like, TIE Fighter Attack. And he'd be like, he's a fucking loser, isn't he? But look at me now. Let's go to the next person. You know, Matt,
Oh, wow.
was, you know, Matt, you know, he was a lot like me, George. George.
Oh, George.
But
Jorge.
but anyway, Kristen, what's the next theme you're going to bring up?
Okay, there's only 5 spots left.
Shit.
Oh,
I gotta get. There's only 5 spots left.
Are you fucking kidding me?
We're already at 7.
okay. Time to be cutthroat.
Shit.
Okay, so
Guys,
I'm
why
gonna.
did you accept Cantina Band?
Because
Damn it.
Because Kara's cute when she dances to this
That's
song.
great. This isn't Kara's dance playlist.
It
This
is,
is
it
the
is.
actual Star Wars themes.
Everything in my life is controlled by my child. So, okay, I'm putting this on here for personal reasons and because I think it's great, and also because I think you need to have one instance of the end title like theme in there somewhere. So I'm doing the throne room scene, end title. It's one song. It's great, one song. So the throne room scene, it's fantastic. It is a play on the marriage march, the wedding march, very traditional wedding march, which I think is really funny. He pulled in a wedding march for the throne room scene where they're getting their medals. But it's, you know, up, it's hopeful, it's, you know, grand and just everything you need this end of this movie to be, because at this point, you have no idea if there's going to be another movie. Most of the people who watched this thought this was the end. It was just one movie. And so the end of this was so like cheerful and like, yeah, they did it. Hurrah. And then you get the great, like iconic Star Wars movie music, just like, it's so iconic. It's so like joyful. And like every time you hear it, you just want to like sit
Smile.
in your pajamas and eat popcorn on your floor while you're watching the movies. It brings you back to your childhood watching these movies over and over and over again. So the way to get it in is to also get the throne room scene, and also personal reason, we used this in my wedding when we were pronounced man and wife to this song. So it's a great song.
It's so cute.
It's cute.
I love it. It's a 10 out of 10.
Okay, Smurfette.
Matt, what do you say about the throne room scene?
Well, you see, the reason why I had John make it sound like a wedding theme is because at the time I was married. Until that bitch just ruined my life in the mid '80s. Fuck you, Martha. But you know that George. There's something Kristen just said that I really agree with, which is this theme, I think, more so than almost any other Star Wars theme, takes you back to that place. Not even when you first saw the movies, when you were a kid and you would rewatch them. And then I'm not sure if I've ever talked about it on here, but A New Hope, when I saw all 6 of the Star Wars movies at the time. A New Hope was my favorite. That was the VHS tape that I watched over and over and over again. And I would sit as a kid and just watch the end credits and listen to that music, and it just takes me back. And it's triumphant and it's heartfelt, and then you get into the end titles, and it's just like what we talked about, TIE Fighter Attack, where it's adventurous, you know, there's a reason why this music is still used for the trailers and stuff, because it encapsulates so much of what this series is. And I love it so much. So of course I'm going to say yes, because it's just a wonderful piece of music, even though there's another Celebration theme that I'll probably say for honorable mentions that I also like as well.
Is it from Phantom Menace?
Yeah. I like that one as well. Not as much as this. Not as much as this, but I do like I like that one a lot. This is the better Celebration theme, but I think that one is also very good too for some other reasons. But
it's another good Kara dance song, actually.
That was the motive. That's
it. The motive.
Yeah. I mean, I like the throne room scene theme, but I'm going to say no. I do think it.
Are you with me?
It's made it on. It already made it on, didn't it? Has Manning not given
no,
his
I said yes.
Holy shit,
It's only
really?
you who said yes.
Oh my god.
It's going to come down to Manning.
Oh man.
Holy shit.
Oh, Manning.
Even after everything I said about Imperial March, I still say yes.
Wait, hold up. Malcolm hasn't officially said no yet.
He literally just said no.
Malcolm, stall. What I think.
Well, you see.
We lost George.
But
he's so mad.
I mean, we lost George back in 2014 when he stole the right.
We didn't. We never. George
nope, lost him again.
You know, quite like Obi-Wan.
But anyway,
we step back.
But anyway, I was actually just messing with you, Matt.
Wait,
but yeah, I don't.
So is it yes or no?
No,
I'm
yeah.
so confused.
It is a yes. I was messing with Matt.
We almost had our first tie.
I'll be right back. I have to reset my internet. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay.
It's all good.
Hi,
We'll
George.
assume that if it comes down
but-
to you, that
It's a yes.
It's a yes.
Yes, always.
But
Unless it's from the
Matt-
new trilogy, then no, that's a no.
Yeah.
Or is it a yes?
But Manning, you didn't get a chance to talk about this, but what do you say about the throne rooms?
I was actually on the fence because there is another end credits that I actually have beforehand. However, I don't think we would have gotten to it. So I would have said, although if you had said no, the power would be in my hands, so we could have technically done it. But at this point, I would have said probably yes, just because throne room scene is iconic in and of itself. But I wouldn't have picked any end credit scene just because I feel that's cheating personally for me because there are so many melody. I know that
The issue is that the throne room scene comes attached to the end scene.
I know that you're right. You're right. That's the problem because there are lots of ways I wish I could have gone around that. However, because they are attached, it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
You literally could have made a list out of end title scene.
No, I contemplated it, and I thought
it's cheating.
It's not
but
fun.
it's a good idea, but it's cheating.
oh no, come on. No.
Look at you. I'm now the number
So-
2 ranked person on this panel.
You know what sucks now is that my live chat had to reset, so now I only have throne room and end credits. So that's going to make ranking fun.
I have the list
Okay.
if you need
Can
it.
you just
got 8.
message me that?
Down.
I guess so.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
Okay. Who's
Well,
up?
I was just going to do.
Oh, you guys were stolen for me, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that.
yeah,
It's
I'm
the good.
literally
It's the
listening.
good.
but it's back to you for your next nomination.
Who's next?
Who's next? Manning?
Might me?
Matt.
Matt. Okay.
Oh, well, you see,
Matt.
it's like poetry. It rhymes. Every stanza rhymes with the last. So I went last round, and now it's a new round, so I gotta go. Okay. Fuck, this is actually really difficult.
That's what she said.
Wait, what are we? We're up to 7. Okay, we're up to 7.
No, we're on. This is
8.
number 9. We're shooting for number 9.
We have
Oh.
4 left.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
I know. This is a lot harder than I thought.
That's what she said.
Yep, that walked into that one.
There are 3 I want to bring up.
Got that one.
There is one. This is actually legitimately difficult because there's one that I think needs to. There's actually
There
2.
is at least 3 that need to be on here. I just realized.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
I
on my
am-
short list that have.
I
not
have
been
to
downloaded.
decide right now between an oddball and 2 that I think are definites. This is actually legitimately tough for me. Oh God, I don't know what to do here. George, what do you think?
There's 8. There's 8.
Oh, there's
That's
8?
what you're
There's
trying to
8?
decide.
Yeah, it's just still only
Okay,
4.
so
right?
9.
There's 4 left.
Okay, so there's 4 left. So hopefully, given the panel, it'll get back around to me. Okay, so I'm gonna go with one of my oddballs. It'll probably get a no, but I just want the ability to be able to talk about
Do
this.
it.
I'm going with from Phantom Menace. The track on the soundtrack is the High Council meeting and Qui-Gon's funeral. I'm specifically talking about Qui-Gon's funeral. I think this track, when I listen to this, I can't help but be able to hear every line of dialogue, see every image attached to it. And that is something that Star Wars is unlike any other film series, to where the music is so well attached to the moments, and then the moments are just the music. It's this sad theme of the loss of this great hero, and you see the effect on, on Obi-Wan, on Anakin, on Padme, on Jar Jar. But then I love that at the very end, quite like the end in the film itself, Mace and Yoda are talking. They're like, there's always 2 Sith. One was destroyed, Master of the Apprentice, which was it? And then they slowly pan to Palpatine. You get that hint of the darkness of what's going to come in the sequels.
Yeah.
And it's just for me, Qui-Gon's one of my favorite characters. When I saw this movie as a kid, he was my favorite. I cried when this scene happened. And I think because of that, I just have an emotional attachment to this music. And it's just like, I just love it. I love it. So yeah, High Council meeting. And High Council meeting, I think, is also really, there is a nice undertone of a heroic theme for Obi-Wan for what he's done as well. But yeah, so the High Council meeting, Qui-Gon's funeral.
But yeah, this is probably one of the most famous tracks, just for the fact that the soundtrack came out for the movie, and this spoiled a lot of stuff for the movie.
Actually, this is a different track from Qui-Gon's Noble End. That's the track when Maul stabs him. That's what
Well,
you're
talking
thinking
about the fact they called this for Qui-Gon's funeral, but
I say, yeah. What?
I mean, either way,
It's kind of a
both
spoiler
tracks
either
did
way.
spoil. Yeah, exactly.
Look, I was not in charge of the marketing for the soundtracks. I didn't want spoiler alerts.
But anyway, I'm going to say yes to this. I really do like this track. Manning, what do you say about High Council meeting and Qui-Gon's funeral?
This is the part where I admit, as a kid, I had no idea that Palpatine and the Emperor were the same person. So I always thought that cut was really weird. Thinking like, why would they do that? That just seems really ominous. Who's this guy gonna be? I was a kid who had no idea and was like, "Oh, this is weird. What is this?" No, but I'm gonna have to say no, only because, well, I think this, you made me go back and listen to it and have a greater appreciation. Think, wow, this is really, I can see, weirdly enough, Qui-Gon burning in the flames. I can see that, and it's really powerful. So thank you for making me go back to listen to that. But I'm just saying no because, again, there are 4 other pieces of music that I really want to get on here, and I'm gonna have to, as this expression goes, kill some of my darlings because, man, this is gonna hurt. So
I get it.
You know,
I get it.
Kristen, what do you say about High Council meeting and Qui-Gon's funeral?
Yeah, this is the issue with these. There's very few pieces of music in Star Wars that I absolutely don't like. So you bring up a great piece of music like this that has a lot of emotive themes and really strong ties. It makes it really hard to choose. However, there's more emotive songs to me than this one. So choosing it based only on the emotion it brings out, I can't choose it over some of the other ones. And they are not even on my short list at this point. So yeah, it's going to be a no, just because I think there's ones that need to be on more than it. But I really appreciate your reasoning too. I think it's like really great reasoning because you connect to the music and the music connects to your emotions and the scenes, and it's great. And that's what movie themes are supposed to be. So I love your reasoning. It's just I can't put it past some.
Yeah, I knew it was an oddball. I just wanted to be able to nominate it.
No, it's a great nomination. It's just, man, there's a lot of good music.
Yeah, there's a lot of, look, John Williams, and even the other composers, because maybe we'll talk about some non-John Williams.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I have one non-John Williams on my list.
We'll see.
You know what? You go for it, Matt. You go for it.
Malcolm's just
so I'm gonna for my
well, we're at a tie, aren't we?
No, because so when it's a 4-person panel, my vote doesn't count.
I haven't been on. I haven't been on in a 4-person panel in a long time.
I think the closest was when we had a 6-person panel. At the very start.
Imagine that'd be the case.
That was awful.
But anyway, that's back to me. I'm gonna go. I'm sticking with Phantom Menace, and I'm gonna bring up Jewel of the Fates. This is a really great theme, and I mean a lot of people may. I mean, this one could pretty much just about be called Darth Maul's theme because this is probably where that theme originates more, is whenever Darth Maul is around. But I really do like this theme, and the bringing in the vocals as well with this one just work really well for this theme. But Matt, what do you say about Duel of the Fates?
Simply put, I love Duel of the Fates. I think a lot of people know. I think I've talked about it on video before, but the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan Maul duel is it goes back and forth with Luke and Vader and Empire. It's my favorite lightsaber duel. I think this music is amazing. This track also holds the distinction, besides the opening and end credits, of being the only theme that's carried over throughout all 3 of the prequels. And I was watching a video about the lightsaber duel, and the guy said something that I never thought that was so cool about the chorus, and that it's the spirits of the Jedi and the Sith from the wars, like flaming the battle. And I never thought of that. And then when I watched the scene again, I was like, that kind of makes Duel of Fates so much cooler. The fact of, like, you know, the Sith and the Jedi, you know, these thousands of millennia battle, just now they're like, we're back at it again. You know, you had this peacetime, but now the Sith are back and we're back. It is so great. It's just such a fantastic piece of music on its own, and then with the battle sequence, it just makes each one the lightsaber duel and makes Duel Fates better, and Duel Fates makes the lightsaber duel better. So this gets a hell yes.
Manning, what do you say about Duel of the Fates?
I have
We're
four.
all listening to it right now.
I have four. Like, what? I can't hear you over how awesome this music is. No, there are four songs on my list. And okay, I take this. I gotta pause this. This is not working. Okay. It's going to have to be a yes because there are four songs that are on my list that I will say yes to. Five. This is one of them. This is one that has to be on because this is when people think of prequel songs. This is the song people will most likely be referring because this encompasses, as you said, 3 spanning episodes from the trilogy. And I think that is saying of its staying power, and just because I still really want to hear it to this day in a Star Wars film once more, just one more time.
Can you imagine if when Kylo Ren and Rey are fighting,
make me excited.
if you put it in a similar way to how they have it in Sith, to where it's a small part in the Anakin and Obi-Wan duel, you could do that. You could get away during that lightsaber duel of having just that little snippet of it in there.
And now you're making me excited for something that probably won't happen.
Great. Probably won't happen, but God, I would love it.
I'll have to be satisfied with those fan edits because this is a yes for me.
I mean, if they can find a way to slip Imperial March into Solo, then they can do anything.
True.
But Kristen, what would you have said about Duel of the Fates?
Going back to listening to it,
It's a good song.
I can actually name all the moments that it's used in the trilogy.
Yeah,
how much I love it.
It's honestly, story time. My brother-in-law played with the DSO for a live Star Wars concert where they played like a bunch of different like themes. They played a bunch of. They tried to do a few from each movie. It was very fun. But this was the one they did. It was about halfway through where they had to like switch some things around. So they had a little break, a little intermission. This was like the end of the first half. It was the most epic thing, just like live. All these, like, and you could tell, like they were all having like the time of their lives playing this thing because they were getting into it. And these are like people from a symphony, so they're all like very like serious musicians. No, they're not actually.
Oh, good.
Brother-in-law is serious. My sister is as well, but yeah, it was just you could tell they were having like the time of their lives with this song. It was so much fun seeing it live, but it's also just like watching this scene. This scene is not like. The scene is amazing, but it is not as great without this music. This music, like, absolutely is some of the most epic music that's ever been written.
It's so like TIE Fighter battle. It makes the scene better.
It's so good.
And actually, I remember seeing when Star Wars in Concert came to Long Island. We went to see it, and this I just remember with the giant screen showing them the Phantom Menace clips. It's so freaking cool.
Yeah, this is very good.
I was about to say, I agree with you that it makes it so much better because it made Padme saying, "We don't have time for this, Captain." Exciting and visually stimulating.
We don't have time for this.
God bless Natalie Portman episode 1.
The occupation here is ended. Now we discuss a new treaty.
I love it.
God, I love Phantom Menace.
There's the blockade.
So much. There's a blockade.
Note to self: always.
Let's try spinning. That's a good trick.
I love.
Why don't
Note to self: always bring up themes that have
That's
some connection to Kristen.
Yes.
But
that movie.
But anyway, Manning, it's back to you for your next for him.
Oh, bollocks. Okay, so man, how many do we have left? Jeez, I have to.
Trace.
Like the trilogies we have right now.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go with. There is one theme that has embodied a certain sweetness and a certain amount of grace in this entire spanning saga. There is one that has brought me to tears. There is one that encompasses a character and encompasses an entire love theme, I would also say, in the original trilogy. And that is Princess Leia's theme in A New Hope. It is used always throughout, and if you want to, just to make sure it gets on here, pick any rendition you want to, from a trailer even, because this song is fantastic. This song, oh, hey, look. You have a little buns going on right here, I just realized. General Kenobi, years ago, my father said of you, the Clone Wars. Okay, I'm distracting myself now. The princess.
Now he begs you to help him in his struggle against the Empire.
Okay, Princess Leia's theme. This must get on. I implore you. Yes.
Kristen, what do you say about Princess Leia's theme?
This is an easy yes, because for the exact reasons you said. It's just it's full of. I mean, you could say the movies in general, the story of Star Wars, at least for the original trilogy, is all about hope. It's all about that, and this song just embodies that to me in general. And every time they bring it back, it comes with so much emotion, especially now that we're missing Carrie. Whenever this song comes in, you just get even more emotional now with the trailer. Man, that when this song came in that most recent trailer, I just died. Yep. I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm not fine. It's so good. It's light and just the embodiment of light to the galaxy, just really hopeful and joyous, and it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, Princess Leia's theme's the easiest for me as well. And yeah, it's gonna be yes for me. Matt, what would you have said about Princess Leia's theme?
General Kenobi, years ago you served my father in the Clone Wars, and now he begs you to help him in his struggle against the Empire. I regret that I am unable to come to you in person, but my ship has fallen under attack. I placed inside this R2 records that show records. What is it? It's like the a technical readout of this battle station. Hopefully, a weakness can be found. You must see this droid safely delivered to my father on Alderaan. This is our most desperate hour. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Leia's theme. It's great. It's first introduced when Luke is cleaning R2. And in a now scene that after Jedi is weird, but when you look at A New Hope as just a solitary film, it's a very sweet moment of Luke kind of falling in love, sort of becoming attracted to, who will be his sister, but that wasn't the point. It still is. I think it's a really sweet moment, and I think the music sort of helps with it. Yes, it comes back in a lot of other stuff, but it still is in that original film. I think it's a very sweet theme. It's sort of, it is weird though, because Leia is not that character. Like, that to me feels so evocative, and I mean in a good way. It feels very evocative of that sort of classic, King Arthur, sort of Knights of the Round Table, sort of Maid Marian type characters in these stories. The damsel in distress. But of course, then when we finally meet her and we go to rescue the damsel in distress, she's not really a damsel in distress. She kind of was just locked behind a door. You unlock the door, now she could kick ass on her own. But it still is, I like that's a lot of why I like A New Hope, is because I think out of all the Star Wars movies, it's the most evocative of the sort of old school adventures that I love, and this theme fits perfectly. Like, this is a theme that, like, you could do a version of Robin Hood and have this be Maid Marian's theme, and it would fit perfectly, and it wouldn't feel out of place. I mean, of course, now everyone would be like, it's Star Wars, but it doesn't feel out of place for a character like that, and I like that. So, yeah, it gets a yes.
I would love it after all that time. You're like, and that's why it's a no.
And I hope I slept with you to get the job, because if not, who the hell was that guy? You'll never have another Carrie Fisher.
And just as a variation, if we want to use Han Solo and the Princess, because I know that one is used in a way where it's not Luke and Leia, we can use that as well too. Just wanted to make sure this gets on the list in some capacity.
You got on the list, man. You don't need to fight for it anymore.
I will fight.
But Kristen, what's your next nomination?
I don't know.
I know, right?
This is I'm at a point where I have one that I know will not make it through. Absolutely, I love it. I think it's a great theme, and it has a great contrast. But I know it won't make it on. That pisses me off.
Maybe. Hey, we won't know until you give it a try.
It won't, because it's from the new. It's from the new trilogy. So
no, doesn't mean I won't get it.
It won't make it on. I'll try, but I know it won't make it on. So
Kristen knows my feelings.
It's Kylo Ren arrives at the battle. I love this song. I think it's got like the darkness of Kylo Ren's theme, which I absolutely adore his theme. I think it is so like the new trilogy. While I don't love the soundtrack for The Last Jedi, I think The Force Awakens has so many things where they build on what you know about Star Wars, but then they make so much difference in the music that you know about Star Wars. So this song starts out like really quiet, and then it builds and builds and builds and builds, and then it comes in real hard with Kylo Ren's theme, all this really strong brass, like just like attacking. And I love how it like embodies like the contrast of his character. Like he's dark, but he's also conflicted, and the brass like just really like the way that they play it. If you play brass, like a brass instrument, hard enough, it gets like really like it makes your ears.
That's what she said.
Yeah, man, that's what it is. That I said that, but
she did say that.
It like gets into your system. It like makes your ears just like, you know, like it just becomes a physical presence. I love this theme. And then at the end of the song, you contrast it with Rey's theme. So you have this contrast of like this really like harsh, like metal sound with this light string kind of like flute music where it's just really light and like airy, and it's such a weird contrast, but I absolutely love this song for what it does, making the physical presence of these two people so present. I love this song. I don't think it'll make it, but this song is good.
I am a presence, and my presence brings presents.
Shut
Dagnino.
Talking about Matt, what do you say about Kylo Ren arrives at the battle?
Okay, I have to say no, based on the fact that I can't put a film like to this song. Are we talking about?
It's what happened when they're
Jedi, or are we talking about his first
it's
team?
It's from Force Awakens. It's when they're on the planet, whatever, and they
Tadokin, or
the thing.
Maz Kanata's capital.
Yes. Thank you.
No.
They're on the planet, and their Rey is
okay. I know what you're talking about
she
now.
Runs out with BB-8, and then they come in, and he shows up. And she's running through.
Kristen, I've seen the movie a couple of times. I know what you're talking about. Well, based on that, I thought you were talking about the music from when he first arrives on Jakku. Either way, I just don't remember it. I don't think it has a place on the top 12 Star Wars themes, particularly when we're getting to this end. And there are some that I think have more of a place than Kylo Ren arrives at the battle. What's next in episode 9? Kylo Ren orders a burger. Kylo Ren
I'd watch
goes
that.
to the barber.
I'd
Kylo
watch it.
Ren is a bastard for killing Han.
I'd watch that too.
Oh, my son, he made me miss Mutt. Yeah.
But I mean, Harrison Ford wanted to die. I mean, he tried to get out of the series of Empire. That's why they carbonated him. But
well, you see, the thing about the carbonite came from Harrison tried to fuck with me, so I did that to Harrison.
but anyway, I'm going to say yes to Kylo Ren was at the battle. I just listened to it just then. I really do like this track. But it's all down to Manning now. Manning, what do you say about Kylo Ren arrives at the battle?
Are we fighting, unless I'm counting wrong, are we fighting for the last spot, or are there 2 spots left?
There's 2 spots.
Second to last spot. This is my next highest thing on my list. It's the only reason I'm pretty.
So there's one more higher, you said, correct?
No, this is the
highest.
This is the next highest on my list, not the highest in my ranking. It's just
That you have
everything
left.
else so far has already been taken.
Interesting. Okay.
Wow.
This is the middle of my list. I love this song.
See, I was listening to it now, and I was waiting to hear, because the part that really gets me going is when we hear the dun 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 dun. It's not in it as much as I anticipated it being, but there's a lot more good stuff in it though.
Yeah.
And I was totally on board because this is the one other song I would have said yes to halfway through this thing, but here halfway before we got to the
If this was at the second,
and this is before the
last,
halfway mark, but we're just so close, and there are still 2 iconic songs on here that we have not said and that are still. But this is also because I wish there was just like a scene for because in the Force Awakens soundtrack there is no just Kylo Ren's theme,
No,
which is unfortunate.
It's such a good theme.
It is. It is
It's
genuinely
such a good theme.
his and Rey's themes are genuinely some of my favorite themes in all of Star Wars.
They contrast so well. Like the dichotomy of the
Agreed.
themes are so like
Agreed.
oh,
Which is why I wish there was a full thing, because I would have said yes. But this is the one thing I go back to listen to Kylo Ren's Rise of the Battle, and just skip to that part. But it's just I have to say no, just because I want John Williams. If you're listening to this, sir, please do a whole thing for Kylo Ren. The man deserves it. He has a great theme. You wrote a great theme. Show it off.
I think he scored that film, but
Yes.
yeah. That's what he just
go
said.
back and rescore all.
No,
of
I mean
those.
for
Like for the Rise of
Skywalker.
Yeah.
Or go back and
What I'm
rescore it
saying.
again. Either one.
Yeah, I'm sure
I don't
it's done, but do it again.
So, yeah. So just gonna be no for me, just because I would love a Kylo Ren theme, but the rest of it just doesn't sing as much as some of the other pieces that I have in mind that
fair.
you're going to.
And I said when I put this out there, I don't
I
think
know.
it's making it through because there are so many iconic Star Wars themes, and we're at the last 2, and everyone has like their iconic theme.
I just wanted you to say, because I wanted to make sure.
Mine are already on the list. I'm just having a hard time.
It's okay.
Yep.
It's not your fault.
But yeah, I mean, just for fun, I thought I'd Google Rise of Skywalker soundtrack, see if they did have said anything about that soundtrack. They haven't. Although I found a Spotify playlist that called themselves Star Wars Rise of
Well, the
Skywalker.
soundtracks usually don't drop until the day the film comes out.
Yeah,
Well,
there's-
yeah, no, the
December
soundtracks
20th
themselves.
it'll drop.
I know
They
the
don't
yeah, I
want
know the
another
soundtracks.
Qui-Gon's funeral.
Noble End.
But sometimes they announce some form of details beforehand. It's kind of I thought, well, I'll have a look. See what
There's
if
no
anything-
music in Rise of Skywalker. That's what it means, kids. It's gonna be blank.
We're gonna pull a Roma.
But yeah, I found a playlist on Spotify that they called themselves Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, and it had a whole bunch of classic themes like Duel of the Fates. It had one which almost fucked my mind. I was like, is Ahsoka going to be in this movie? Because one of them was Ahsoka's.
Well, I mean,
Well,
never know.
Ahsoka was introduced in a movie, so
Oh yeah.
But anyway,
That movie.
it's Matt's turn to throw out a
Okay.
theme.
we're talking about second highest on lists and all these weird things. Okay, I'm Across the Stars. Across the Stars. We brought up a different rendition of it far earlier on. I think this needs to be on here. Similar to what I said about Battle of Heroes and how I think it's a great musical sort of version of Anakin's fall in Revenge of the Sith. I think Across the Stars is a great musical sort of version of Anakin and Padme's tragic love story. Because even though it's introduced in Attack of the Clones, when you listen to this, there is this sort of beautiful old school romantic side of it. But when you get closer to the end, there is this sort of something's not like you get that sense of like, unlike Han and Leia's theme, that like this isn't gonna end happy. And then of course when you see Revenge of the Sith, it doesn't end happy. And I love that. And I'm not sure if that is Lucas telling John Williams what was going to happen in Sith when he scored Attack of Clones, or that's just John Williams, just being great, and it just sort of worked out that was the story that was going to happen. But I just love this piece of music. I think it's beautiful. Again, it's John Williams throwing back to old school sort of 1930s 40 romance films, but he tosses in that sort of great Star Warsiness of for as great as things can be, for as happy as things can be, there's just this sort of hint of darkness, particularly in the prequels when it's related to Anakin. Which actually is very sad. For as good as this guy's life is, there's always darkness surrounding it. So, yeah, Across the Stars.
But yeah, Across the Stars is on the table. I'm gonna have to say no. I do like the theme. I don't think it's at top 12.
Kylo Ren arrives at the battle, and not okay, Malcolm. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually not a fan of any of the.
He doesn't like love.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Malcolm just doesn't like love. That's it.
I mean, it's because I've never known love. I mean, I've never really had a long lasting relationship.
No, Malcolm, it's perfectly okay to not know love. See, I knew love in the 70s with that bitch Martha.
Marcia.
No, it's Martha. Believe me, I'll never forget that bitch's name. You know what? Fuck you, Manning.
Okay.
Like when we watch this back on replay, like 30 minutes is gonna be Matt being George Lucas.
Fuck yeah. Oh, that George.
Oh, Jorge.
What?
Jorge.
Yeah. Let's screenshot it. And just use that for everything.
But anyway, as I was saying, I'm not actually a big fan of much of the music in Clones. I like a lot of the other ones more, but yeah. But that's why it's not just me on the panel. There is more people here that can get it on. But Manning, what do you say about Across the Stars?
First off, Marcia Lucas is the Academy Award-winning editor for Star Wars. Okay, George, just to let you know, she deserves her place in the pantheon.
George.
Yeah, George.
She abandoned
You do too,
with a
but
child in the 80s. Okay, I think I've earned every right to forget her name.
Okay, all right, back on track.
Just like I forgot the alimony payments.
That's a whole nother discussion.
Damn, George, you're getting personal.
Again, this is something I would have said yes to a million times over. Because at the very beginning, I'm like, oh, I'm ready to save it for Across the Stars. But alas, no. There's still two more that we are forgetting that encompass what Star Wars is. And it pains me with everything in my body. Ouch. That's a hot take. Can you come back to me or like
No.
Yes to the goddamn cantina theme.
Because
I really regret my yes to the cantina.
Listen, I regret everything. But here we are. So you know what? YOLO. I'm gonna say yes. I'm just gonna do it. because I love this. I love this theme. It's a tragic love story. It's not a happy one. I'm going for it, and I'm gonna regret it 10 minutes later. Let's do it.
Will you?
Will you?
Maybe.
Will you?
Kristen,
Oh, you know what,
do you
teacher?
say?
That's just insulting.
He just-
I mean, I'm not insulted because Mark's impression is great, but that's also just like weird flex, but okay.
Back, Kristen. It's all down to you. What do you say about Across the Stars?
So yeah, I tried to get a rendition on earlier, so the answer is yes, because this is a great theme. I think the point of the prequels is to get to the Orange Tridge, and the only way to get there is to have this romance. And this romance is not believable at all, except for this music. This music is fantastic. There is no chemistry. There is zero chemistry for me. I don't believe this romance. But the music,
feelings on this chemistry and this romance on second look, Attack of the Clones coming later this.
Feel free. I've seen this movie many times, and there's more chemistry between Obi-Wan and Anakin than there is between.
Oh, you!
There's more chemistry between
You
Obi-Wan and
stop.
Padme
maybe
than
if-
there is
maybe
between
if Anakin and
Padme and
touched
Anakin.
fingers, guys, we'd all be
I
talking
hate
about the great
sand.
chemistry.
Obi-Wan would be very grumpy if he saw me doing this. It's
What?
just
You-
it's just
Oh, I'm sorry,
not
Kristen.
good.
Maybe you're not used to a man flirting with you.
I live with.
Yeah, but I'm saying the court. Maybe John was just like, I'm John. You
I
are
think
Kristen."
the person like in the long-term relationship has more like knowledge about this than
Oh,
Oh,
just
okay.
saying.
That's presumptuous. I think I've never. Been in a
Guys,
long-term
we need to tone it
relationship.
down.
It's white, but-
We have too many forest fires going on. Stop the burning, guys.
In any case, that's all I'm saying is that I don't buy this relationship, except this music brings emotion into something that I just don't like. If it was just visual, I'd be like, ooh, yeah, I don't get this. But because of this music, it brings emotion into the scenes, even if the acting doesn't quite like connect for me. Because this score is so kind of, it kind of lilts along and then it swells into this really great romantic piece. And I think that's kind of where the romance works, is with the score. And if there's anything I like, it's a piece of film that the score enhances it so much that it makes it work. In this case, it makes it work on many levels. This score is so good. This piece of music I really enjoy. So yes, this is a yes.
Like
But the
after all that,
romance
Kristen
is
is like,
crappy.
no. You once
The
again,
romance sucks.
you
But
will
this,
hear
this song is
all my thoughts about the romance and many other things, particularly the sand line.
but yeah. Anyway, it's back to me. And even though we've kind of got this one on because
We have one
of-
spot left now.
we do have one spot left. And the one I'm going to bring up is, even though we've kind of got this on because with the throne room one, but I'm going to try and get this one on. I'm going for the main title theme, the one that you're always introduced to when you as soon as it starts. I mean, this is one that needs to be on here. It's iconic. It's all that stuff. It's the one everyone knows. There's so much more I can say about it, but just by saying main title theme is enough to know why it's being brought up. But Matt, what do you say about Star Wars?
Well,
The main
please,
title theme?
honest, I'm being legitimate. Go to someone else first because I really have to. Because we're fighting for the last spot. If you brought
We
up for the last spot, this is actually extremely difficult. So please go to someone else first. 'cause
But
I
I have a great
which
argument.
rendition do we want on? Because there are lots. There are 8. Which one would you prefer?
I mean, I'm
I'm
just going
assuming he
to.
means the one from A New Hope, the one that started.
Yeah,
I'm assuming.
Empire is also great because it
But-
leads into the Battle of Hoth soundtrack, which is fantastic.
Well, actually,
Revenge
it
of the
leads
Sith's
into
also
the
pretty great.
probe droids music.
Oh, yes. Hold on, wait.
Yeah, actually,
All
you
right, try
have
this again.
glasses
Try it again
on.
now. I'm gonna put it.
Okay, you know.
Help you out.
Which movie are you choosing the main theme from?
Yeah, Malcolm.
I'm gonna go Empire.
Great.
All right.
Kiss
Can I
ass.
go first?
I'm gonna say no because it's Empire.
Manning, what do you say?
Wait.
What do you say about the Empire
Well,
main
Uh,
theme?
Kristen actually was going to had mentioned she
Yeah.
wanted to go. She was the one who seemed
Damn,
fun.
Malcolm.
I mean, I hadn't thought but someone go.
It's his show. He gets
You're
to
right.
pick.
You go. Would you like me to go?
I mean, at this point,
Who's
someone
on
go.
Who wants to go? Anyone?
The whole argument is that we need to have the main theme on the list. We do, because we included the throne room / end title, which includes the main theme.
Gotcha there.
One
I
sec.
second
only
Kristen.
argument. That's my only argument.
I mean,
that's my only thing. That's my only thing.
Yeah, as I said, it's a slight cheat for me to bring it up, but I was going to bring it up anyway.
It really is.
Because why not?
Why not?
It really is. So like main theme Empire is actually on my short list because I really enjoy the scoring for the Battle of Hoth. But you didn't mention that. You only mentioned the main theme, which now I'm struggling with it because the main theme is in the. We already have it on the list.
Is it?
It is.
It-
I'm pretty dang sure it's in the end titles.
I'm listening to it now.
Is it not?
Well, I mean, the big bombast at the beginning, the bum, ba ba bum, that is not in
Now I
the
have to
titles.
read.
When the Star Wars,
Yeah,
you know,
it's
roll, that's not
Um,
in there.
Yeah, that part's not.
That's not. That's the
right,
part
like the
everyone
very beginning
knows.
isn't, but like the theme everyone thinks of when they think of Star Wars.
Well,
Is the one that the main one that's going over the wall.
yeah. Well, we're getting into this weird, which we brought
okay.
up with the first one, this weird renditioning thing.
Yes,
Technically,
we're getting into a weird thing.
a rendition of it is in it.
Yeah,
Just not the one that we are more
The
familiar
bombastic
with.
version is
Yes.
not.
Yeah, if the main theme was literally on a soundtrack by itself
That's
as main theme, I think this would be a different argument. I just like there's so many movies that include this and then have stuff after it to pick like the best one is hard. So if you choose main theme Empire, I would say yes because it is on my short list.
Could we
But-
cheat and say the best Star Wars themes besides the main one, which is one in and of itself?
Why it
the
becomes
show.
really difficult because there are so many uses of the main theme.
Because I love this, so I would say yes, but Kristen is right. We can
I
cheat.
hate myself.
It's no, that's clever. We can finagle our way into it, and
I hate myself.
I mean,
I hate that I'm right.
it's not the bombastic, but it is a rendition of what we know to be the crawl.
Yeah,
Just not.
I mean,
it's a higher tempo or faster tempo. Excuse me.
yeah, it's. I hate that I'm right. I'm sorry, I really do. But it just
Right.
becomes really
It
hard.
hurts.
The last spot. If this was like anything else.
but anyway, I was actually looking at the soundtrack listing on Wikipedia, which isn't really that reliable, but
Yeah, look on
does-
Wikipedia.
but it does actually say as one of the track listings, Star Wars main theme.
Well, usually the track listings, it goes Fox fanfare, and then it goes, I think it's opening titles is
Yeah,
what
it's
they
like
count on all the soundtracks.
includes like
I have the soundtracks all there, but my trading cards are on top of it, and I don't really want to pull those off, or else I can legitimately just look at them right now and tell you.
it includes like the first scene as well.
Yeah,
Or, like-
it always goes into like, so for Star Wars, for A New Hope, it goes into the blockade runner. Empire
Yeah.
goes into the probe droids. Jedi it goes into the Imperial shuttle. Phantom Menace it goes into Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon shuttle. Attack of the Clones it goes into Padme's. A lot of fucking shuttles. And then Sith it goes into the sort of ship slowly going across the planet.
But yeah, if only
Ladies,
if,
I'm single and ready. Look at how I remember things.
Mingle. He'll remember your birthday.
I will remember your birthday.
Valentine's Day and your anniversary. He is Matt Kearns.
I mean,
And I do a mean George Lucas impression, particularly
That's
meaning to talk about his
debatable.
ex-wife. Anyone? No? Has anyone definitively said yes or no to the main
You know what?
theme?
I'm going to say I am saying no as well because we have finagled our way into it and it hurts, but I'm doing it.
I don't like that I said no because, like I said, he picked the right movie for me.
Yes.
Because Empire is my favorite use of the main theme moving into it because Battle of Hoth is some epic scoring. However, I don't know. It's a hard pick. It's a hard pick. I'm sorry.
I mean, if only someone in the chat, there was someone in the chat that would help us with this, but there really isn't.
Yeah, why is no one
It's like
in
it's an hour 40 into it.
Help. Let me.
And we still have to rank this shit.
But anyway, we've still got one spot left. Manning.
Listen, all right.
Matt Manning, which one?
I am bringing us home, ladies and
Manning.
gentlemen. I'm bringing us home. We have a theme that we have not stated, and is one that is literally a track in and of itself, ladies and gentlemen, in The Empire Strikes Back, and that is Yoda's theme. Yoda's theme, when he begins his great, I'm about to say levitation, the force lift of the X-Wing. That entire sequence in and of itself, I'm not going to try to explain it too far, because right now we need to do rapid fire, because I'm getting tired. I want to go to bed. Yoda's theme, it's iconic, especially after episode 2 of The Mandalorian. All I'm going to say, I love Yoda.
Yoda's theme is on the table. Kristen, what do you say about Yoda's theme?
She's so excited that the words can't even catch up with her.
We can't hear you.
It's on my list. I say yes. Hooray. Also, everyone loves baby, whatever you are.
What?
You're cute.
Nope, no idea, but it's cute.
Who knows?
Spoilers?
Yeah.
It's out.
Guys. Malcolm doesn't get it until next week. Did everyone forget that?
Who avoided it?
Oh.
No, it's great. It's like light and playful, and you come out of the Battle of Hoth with like a lot of like really like dark battle things, and then all of a sudden you get this great like light theme, and it's gorgeous, and I love it. And Yoda is great, and also baby.
I mean, I joke about it, but I was already spoiled about it ages ago when the first episode happened. So I already knew about it. But yeah, I'm gonna say yes to Yoda's theme too, because I don't have anything else. I think we'll get on.
We're at that stage.
But Matt, what would you say about the Yoda's theme?
Yoda theme, yes. Yes, baby, yes. Theme, good, strong, melody, levitate, X-Wing I did, lesson taught Luke I did, yes. But now, must do. I think this is a beautiful theme. I think as we talked about, a lot of times music on its own, great. When it's paired with the moment in the film that it happens, it's great. I also like the very end when Luke is, I don't believe it. That is why you fail. And the music it doesn't quite cut out, but it's not that magical because there is that is, I think, the moment out of all the moments between Yoda and Luke where he's the most like angry master with him, because he's just like, dude, yeah, look at what I just did, and you could have done it too if you just got out of your own freaking head. Which is what makes Empire so great. But yeah, so yeah. That's on the list.
But we have gotten to the end. We've got 12.
How did we do it? We will never know.
We've got 12 themes here. We've talked about compositions of the main title theme and which one to go with. We've had George Lucas pop in a few times. We've had technical issues. We've had everything.
We've had a
but
pretty normal rankum.
but now we do. Now it's time to the fun thing where we write down what we want for number 12 on the board, and then so on and so forth.
Did we do honorable mentions? I haven't been on rankum a bit. Did we do honorable mentions?
I mean, if anyone has any honorable mentions, you can.
Because I actually have a couple.
I mean,
Matt, what do you have for honorable mentions?
So for honorable mentions, I have from Force Awakens, I have Jedi Steps and the end titles. I think that's I like how it kind of just it builds with each step she takes until finally you get to Luke, and as he turns around and then when the lightsaber comes out, I just think it's really great, and I love the end titles of Force Awakens. Then I have Elfrey and the Falcon from Solo. This is my favorite rendition of the main theme. There's this really great. It's when Han first looks at the Falcon. It's not super long. That's why it's sort of near the bottom of my list. But I implore everyone to go and listen to this. It's Elfrey and the Falcon. It starts around a minute 25. It's really just this like bum 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 bum. It just I just love it every time I watch the movie and when I listen to it on its own. Then I had Tales of the Jedi, that version of the Force theme. Then I had the Rebel Fleet and the end titles from Empire. And then I had Victory Celebration end titles from the 97 onward version of Return of the Jedi, because Yub Yub's nice and all, but I think Victory Celebration is a far superior song to Yub Yub.
Agreed.
So.
Manning, what honorable mentions did you have?
I'll mention that I had one that we didn't talk about, and I'm sad. In the asteroid field, that entire sequence is phenomenal, and the music only makes it better because I can literally hear them talking in the background. Star Wars is good like that. You can literally hear the characters talk in the background on certain songs because you just kind of know where it is. And the asteroid field.
Never tell me the odds.
Do not get the asteroid field. Is I don't remember the
3,720
Thank
to
you.
1.
I'm not
Never
good with
tell me
numbers.
the odds.
There you go. This
Again, ladies, I'm single. I'll remember your birthday.
Your birthday. Okay. Another one I have is I'm gonna butcher the name, but it's the song in Jabba's palace that they play. It's a Lapti Nick. Or
how can you mean Jedi Rocks?
No, Lapti Nick. Lapti Nick. No, it's
I'm sorry, that's not canon anymore. That's not canon anymore, man.
No, it's not that one. It's something else. They play it during the sail barge, and they played that song ad nauseum in Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
And now that song is in my head.
Yep.
Yeah. And I love it. So that's just kind of like a fun one that I didn't think I'd ever get around to. But
John Williams' son wrote the lyrics to that song.
Really?
Yeah, a bit of trivia. Yeah, he wrote the lyrics for
that. And also, if I had to pick an Ewoks one, Parade of Ewoks is one that I just adore because it's fantastic, it's fun, it's sweet, just like those little Ewoks. And then two more that I have. I'm kind of sad in the fact that there's not many from the prequels that outside of Revenge of the Sith, personally, because I could go on Revenge of the Sith, that I would love as much as some of the others. They're good, but Abe, what are you doing? Wow. I appreciate that, but wow. But I also love Palpatine's teachings. That's just like
that's good.
That's terrifying. And then also to give some fun aside to Solo, I love the Reminisce therapy because that's this beautiful mashup of just all these Star Wars themes, and I give him the credit for that. It was used effectively, and I like that part.
Also, real quick, I also had Anakin's theme from Phantom Menace. That was the character theme that I was talking about over Rey's. I like that one. Sorry, Kristen. Go with your
Kristen, what honorable mentions did you have?
Yeah, so some of them already mentioned. Jyn Erso and Hope Suite is like the only piece of music from Rogue One I actually enjoy listening to, unfortunately. Nothing against Rogue One, it's fine. March with Resistance, again, really good. Actually, I love the Star Killer from Force Awakens.
That's a good one.
It's a great piece of music. It's actually like one of the more like emotional pieces of music. It's really good. I like he is the chosen one from the first movie, from episode 1. It's like got major Harry Potter vibes. Which like John Williams' the first 2 scores. It's got like major Harry Potter vibes. I actually
Oh wow.
like that. And Luke and Leia is also a really great piece of music. It's kind of sad that it didn't make it on, but at the same time, like,
Wait, you mean when he tells her that they're siblings? That one, or yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's a great one.
Luke and Leia, the score piece, it's great. And then
That was the music I used to end my my Star Wars talk with.
and then the only song actually on the Last Jedi soundtrack that I really like is The Last Jedi.
Canto Bite.
It's a fantastic piece of music.
Canto Bite.
The Last Jedi, the song. It's really great. But unfortunately, the Last Jedi soundtrack just isn't.
I honestly
Memorable.
think
It does not grab me as much as
I really hate saying this, but like I think it might be my least favorite of all the Star Wars soundtracks, and that's including Solo and Rogue One in there.
See, I might have it a little higher, but I also just don't connect with Rogue One the same as everyone else.
Yeah,
so
see, I connect with Rogue One a lot, so that might be why.
Once the series comes out, maybe I'll like it a little bit more.
Yeah. What series? There's the Cassian Andor series.
Once
Ooh,
maybe I
yeah.
connect to the character more, like one of the characters more. My issue is I don't connect with the character.
Yeah,
I just
see,
think they're all
when
kind
my issue isn't that I connect with all the
That's
characters.
fair. Well, this is besides the point. We're almost at 2 hours. Let's go.
We are.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But my own mentions is the theme that's just called Inner City. I enjoy. I had Rescue of the Princess. I had Anakin defeats Sebulba from the pod race scene. I had Anakin's betrayal. I had Rebellion is Reborn. I had the Battle of Crate theme from Last Jedi. I actually do like the soundtrack for Last Jedi. I don't hate it. It also had Han Solo's theme from Solo. The only one that was scored by John Williams on there, but yeah.
I'm Han Solo. I'm Solo. I'm Han Solo. I think John Williams
No.
wrote those lyrics as well.
Um,
You guys ever see the
But it-
trailer someone did where they used that music?
You wrap up the show, Matthew.
Oh God.
It's getting late.
but yeah, I'm just trolling us in the chat.
He really is.
I mean, I sent him the link if he wants to crash the ending of the show.
Okay.
But
We're almost at 2 hours. We really
That's-
don't need Abe Bean here to let us.
Maybe that's
I
exactly.
mean,
what we
clearly
need.
he decided not to. But anyway, to recap, the 12 we have, we've got Binary Sunset, we've got the Cantina Band theme, we've got Anakin's Dark Deeds, we've got Raids theme, we've got Battle of the Heroes, Imperial March, TIE Fighter Attack, the Throne Room / End Credits,
It's a good one.
Slayer's theme, Across the Stars, and Yoda's theme, as I probably cut out in the middle of the show.
Oh, you were fine. You were good.
You did
You're
great,
okay.
Malcolm. Keep it up.
But anyway,
You did great.
the list is there if they want to if they can
Yeah.
see it there. But but everyone's going to write down what they want for 12, and we're going to go round. Matt, what do you have for 12?
Elevator music. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean the Cantina Band theme.
Manning.
I have Battle of the Heroes.
Are you fucking high?
No.
On your-
I'm tired.
You.
Kristen,
One
what
day
do you
at work.
have for 12?
Cantina Band, I regret my choices.
Y'all are crazy. I'm gonna.
You know what?
I don't know. I can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, you all are crazy, but I had Across the Stars.
Whoa.
Okay. After we finish ranking this, you guys will understand why that's a little. I'm so taken aback by both of those choices by Malcolm and Andy.
I mean, are you surprised with the fact that I did say I
You
don't
hate
any of
love.
the-
You know what? With you, you just hate love, Malcolm. So I understand it.
But
I hope you're okay, Abe.
Cantina's band theme is 12. We're all going to write down what people want for 11, but
No, I'm on
it's
floor
pretty
2.
easy for
I'm on
me.
floor 2.
Finger Dan.
This is tough.
But
Yeah.
Matt, what do you have for 11?
Okay. Kristen's gonna hate me, but it's simply just because looking at all these, I like all the other songs more. I have Reese theme.
Stop.
I like all the other songs. Okay, Cantina Band over Battle of Heroes.
Okay, fair point.
Manning, what do you have for 11?
I'm gonna let Matt keep getting angry at me. Battle of the Heroes.
Woo.
Kristen, what do you have for 11?
I actually have Anakin's Dark Deeds, which
Which is going to bring it to a 4-way tie, because I've still got to cross the stars.
I will concede to Anakin's Dark Deeds because that was the next on my list. So
That was also going to be next on my list as well.
I'm glad we all agree.
And I was just going to set up the wheel and do a random wheel for it.
Aw,
Anakin start.
sorry.
I won't concede this time.
Next time we'll have a random meal. That sounds joyous. Oh, Matt's gonna be mad at me.
And Anakin start deeds is going to be 11. We're going to write
Oh,
down.
wait, what am I talking about? I'm so sorry here. I'm so sorry.
But Matt, what do you have for 10?
I apologize, Reese theme. I completely forgot about this Imperial March.
Manning, what do you have for 10? Kristen, what do you have for 10?
Don't.
I have Across the
Oh,
Stars.
that's a good one.
Oh,
Yeah,
Across the Stars is going to be 10.
fair. That's
Yikes.
fair.
Sorry, Matt.
okay. Okay. It's good. I'll be fine. Okay. So. Now Malcolm can change his board.
Mm-hmm.
Malcolm's worse than I am on Rankum. He just will not stop.
I gotta
Until-
now I have to start strategizing. here.
Malcolm, have you ever gotten to a point on Rankum to where you only had to change your board right for number 1?
No, but I mean, I've had points I've changed it. I mean, I've had a moment I've actually forgotten that something was there.
Real classic, yes.
But Manning, what do you have for
I think we all know.
9?
Actually, no, I changed it because I got bored. Throne Room.
That's sad.
Oh,
Kristen, what do you have for 9?
I was gonna put Manning out of his misery and put Battle of the Heroes.
You mother!
Matt, what do you have for 9?
I feel bad. I put Reese theme again.
stop.
Yeah.
What, you want Empire?
I'm
you
gonna
know
put
what?
it out
Actually,
there.
now I do.
I'm going to put it out there. I've got one of those 3 themes on my board,
Oh, Jesus.
and it's going to be
No, please don't.
Throne Room.
What?
You guys are nuts.
Y'all are. You guys just have death sticks over there or something? Because you need to go
What about some
home and
death
rethink
sticks?
your life.
I'm gonna
You
go
don't want to show me death
Rethink my
sticks.
life.
I don't want to say death sticks. You want to go home and rethink your life. I want to go home and rethink my life.
Okay.
Seems amazing.
Listen, I don't want to get over all the prequel stuff just yet. I wanted to get some original trilogy stuff, and that one the Throne Room's great, but the end credit stuff, I needed to get that out of the way. Otherwise, I could make that number 1. I just needed to, not cheat.
It's not cheating.
It's
You're
not.
right. It's not cheating if no one else says it's cheating.
It's technicality.
I mean, like for
Okay.
me, if it was just the main title theme, then I probably would have left it on there. But with that one, not big fan of that whole end credit sequence, including the Throne Room one, personally. But Kristen, what do you have for 8?
I still, it's still Battle of the Heroes.
No. No.
Heroes.
Manning, what do you have for 8?
I just went back to a Battle of the Heroes.
Matt, what do you have for 8?
Ray's theme.
Now, the question is, did I agree with Matt, or did I do
Bad
something completely different?
Different.
I went with something different from what I had before because it made the list. And what I've got on here is going to make the list again. I put Battle of the Heroes.
Oh, wow.
That's my number 1. That's my number 1.
Really? Wow.
And Across the Stars is my number 2.
Yikes. Sorry.
Fuck all you.
Well, Cantina Band was my number 1, and look what happened.
Yeah, well,
It's not. It's not my number 1. No way.
we live in a world where it's caught on video that Manning Franks thinks that the Cantina Band theme is better than Battle
I never
of the
said it
Heroes.
was better. I said
The
I
fact that you put Battle of Heroes that you wanted at 12 says
Cantina Bat was legit my number 2.
No, I'm sorry, I'm on floor 3.
Malcolm, I'm sorry.
I said Cantina Band was legit my number 2.
I feel bad now.
That's okay, Malcolm.
Hey, it's my 6.
So now we're both just Manning and Kristen. Look at this. This is what we do when we bring them on this stuff, Malcolm.
It's yep.
Nice work. And watch their
I don't-
number 1s get into the top 5, Malcolm.
I don't know. Remind me who else voted Cantina Band at 12?
You know what,
Matt-
Malcolm? There's
Matt,
just
what-
these things that are happening here.
What's your number 7?
The number 7 is Ray's theme. Well, my number 7. I don't think made it on here.
Manning, what do you have for 7?
I actually went with TIE Fighter Attack for mine.
Mm.
It's between that and one other one, so I picked.
Kristen, what do you have for 7?
I put Yoda's theme down at 7. Was that your
you.
other choice? God dang it, man.
I'm sorry. Ugh. Right when I
Once again, I've got one of those 3. It is going to be TIE Fighter Attack.
Oh!
You know what?
That's not a bad
I've given up. I've given up. I don't really, I wish there was alcohol in here, but there's not. It's just plain old water.
That's a little. That's. But, it's such a good.
It is. I know.
Oh, is it, Kristen? Is it? That's great. Oh, isn't that nice? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? That's wow, man. Oh.
We have to get a good tap too, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sync.
Yeah, it's called Sync Free.
Matt, what do you have for 6?
Just hold them off for a few more seconds. It's Ray's theme. Yeah.
Manning, what do you have for 6?
I'm so tired. Yoda's theme.
Kristen, what do you have for 6?
Yoda. Yoda.
I mean, I love how Matt still kept on trying for Ray's theme when he said he despises one other theme, which hasn't made the list because it would have forced it into a 2-way tie because I actually had the Imperial March.
Yeah. Well, at this point, it's more just because I know it annoys Kristen how low I want to put Ray's theme. So,
That's fair.
Actually, it's gotten really far so far, so I'm really happy about that.
oh, has it? Are you happy, man? You know what?
very
That just
happy.
makes me feel good. That just makes me feel good.
I mean, maybe that means that a lot of people think it's a really good theme.
It is a very good thing.
Oh.
Manning.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
All right.
It's not gonna work this time.
It's not.
Yes.
Kristen, what do you have for 5?
I have the Imperial March. I think it's good at 5. Manning, gotta
Manning,
get-
what do you have for 5?
See, okay, that was it was between that one and this one for the next one.
Which one?
Race theme.
Well,
Matt, what do you have for
Interesting.
Ray's theme.
5?
It's
Interesting.
literally my fifth
And-
favorite, so I thought it would be appropriate.
Son of a bitch. I will concede to Imperial March if we could do top 10 stuff to where we put Imperial March at 5, Ray's theme at 4. Can we do top 10 rules here?
Right.
You listen to top 10 show, you know.
I
they
know.
sometimes-
No,
I'm kind of.
that's not what this show is.
All right, then I
Not.
will not concede, and then we will have to go to the wheel. Or we can use one of my Team Action Challenge coins.
I mean, we can do the challenge coin actually if you want.
I will.
Sure.
If,
I will
Or,
get it.
if we want, I will concede.
well, what is all I
However,
was about to say is, if Abe is still in the chat, he can be the
I'm
decider.
I'll.
Abe, Imperial March,
can
or
him.
Ray's theme.
Abe is saying, can he tie break?
Oh, yeah. Please tie break.
Where does he say? He says, when Kristen's drunk, she looks like Yoda. No, don't do it. That's what he's saying.
It probably hasn't updated on this edge yet. It might have. He might.
I'm still-
It's right there. Can I be tiebreak? All right.
You can if you would just do
You can be my tiebreaker any day, Abe.
Yikes. Yikes. Watch him not.
But Abe, I'll give you 5 seconds. But otherwise, we're going to go to the coin.
He says Ray's
I'll
theme.
get the
That's
coin
fair.
ready.
He says Ray's theme.
Oh, he does.
He says Ray's theme for 5. It had a good run, just like a certain Marvel character.
Hey, no, he had an amazing run, and he got to top 3, baby. All right, top 3.
I'm literally just looking at the chat now because I'm seeing that I apparently once called Abe Speedy Gonzalez. Thank you for bringing that back up, Abe.
What
making
the
me
hell,
seem like a
Malcolm?
horrible-
That's really insulting.
Malcolm?
Yeah, well, Malcolm, you should know to never do that, like Manning.
Yeah,
It's late.
exactly.
He has nuts, by the way, Abe says.
Yeah,
he has
he does.
Wait, so did we already?
But
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ray's
Ray's theme is
5.
5.
Now we're doing 4.
Okay, cool.
so we're down to 4. Matt, what do you have for 4?
I have Imperial March.
Manning, what do you have for 4?
I have. Nope.
Nope.
There we go. Imperial March.
Kristen, what do you have?
I should have changed it just to make Matt mad, but it's the Imperial. I say Imperial theme, but it's the Imperial.
I could consider doing the same thing, but just because it's a meme of all of us actually agreeing on a theme for once, but Imperial March.
Wow.
I love you guys, you know, again, I often say this on the summit, but now I'm saying on Rankum, I love that I give up my time to this. I could be doing other things, but I give up my time to just be insulted. All right.
It's okay,
I mean, we're probably going to get a lot of comments for stuff we left off in the first place.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Like any other Rankum we've ever done. Guys,
so
look, to the people who will do that, do you know how many freaking great teams there are in Star Wars?
So we've got Princess Leia's theme, Jewel of the Fates, and Binary Sunset left.
This is gonna hurt.
And this is going to hurt
Someone's
me
gonna
for
be
the one
real sad.
I have. Yep. But Kristen, what do you have for 3?
I tried to draw something and it ended up looking bad, so it's the binary sunset.
You were trying to draw a penis.
Draw a binary sunset, but it
10 years old.
Manning, what do you have for 3?
Well, after I can't believe it. Why do I keep this Duel of the Fates? I'm actually loving.
Matt, what do you have for 3?
Princess Leia's theme.
This is going to make it interesting because it's
Oh,
down
son
to
of a
me. I've got Princess Leia's theme.
Malcolm.
I mean, as much as I like it, compared to the other 2, that's
Exactly. It's not that I don't look. The other 2 were on my top 12 list. Princess Leia's theme wasn't. So
Well, that's
just
because
simply comes down-
you're the worst. You don't.
I mean, Matt doesn't like Ray's theme, doesn't like Princess Leia's theme.
Whoa! Who
What?
said I didn't like I wanted it in the top 3. If I didn't like it, I would put it way down. All right. You know what? You guys say these things, and then one day we're gonna get some fucked up person who's gonna make a whole video essay on how like this guy over on Take 3 is a sexist.
Oh, you
But
think
thank
people
you
are gonna
guys.
care enough about what we say on this channel?
There might be. There
Somewhere
might be.
out there.
But I mean,
You least expect them.
Someone out there. Can't you see Barnaby?
Where's that
Um,
from? Okay.
On your Sunday.
but but instead of going for number 2, we're voting for number 1.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Wait, yeah, I'm sorry. While we're doing that, where is Out There
I
from?
always forget. Hello, Dolly.
Somewhere out there is on American Tail.
No,
Okay,
not that.
that's what I'm thinking.
Danny
of.
was singing
Okay.
a different song.
Oh no! Oh, that one. My bad. I was thinking of.
No, I was thinking of Hunchback of
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
Oh,
No, I'm
dear.
thinking of Hunchback of Notre Dame. Out there,
I mean, you're not wrong.
strolling by the sun. That's what I was thinking of. Musicals.
But Kristen is actually quickly changed it because probably we forgot about But what do you have here for your number 1?
It wouldn't have been, but it is The Duel of the Fates.
Manning, what do you have for number 1?
It would be the one that started it all on this list. Binary Sunset. Force theme.
Matt, what do you have for number 1?
At last, we will reveal our number 1s to the viewers. At last, we will have Duel of the Fates.
You see, this is going to make it really interesting now because...
Oh, God damn it. We're leaving it up to Abe. We're leaving our number 1 up to Abe.
Abe. Which one should be number 1? Binary Sunset or Duel of the Fates?
You know in your heart, Abe, you know what is true. Or should I say, search your
48
feelings,
ounces
you
of
know what is true.
Just remember which one the guy who called you Speedy
Abe says I don't have a
Gonzalez
penis,
voted
which is accurate
for.
because I'm a female. So,
Well, that's... I don't know. Hermaphrodites exist.
yeah, I mean, sure.
I
Is that-
mean, he says.
Has Abe said something about
Yes.
what his number 1 is, though?
Is that a?
I don't know. He said I just drink a 40-ounce Coke. Binary Sunset. Fuck.
Yes, but does that mean like
Yeah, is
That
that your
means that's his number
or your
1. That
two,
that's number
or
1,
your-
right? Say it.
just...
I mean, I'll assume it's his number 1 unless he says otherwise.
Right. It is.
There
It
we
is.
go.
It's number 1.
Fine.
Perfect. Fine. Whatever.
My number 1 too. Oh, good for you.
Oh, good for you. And how was it? I hope that ranking was good. Because it's ruined now, isn't it? Hey, look, Manning, you're a nice guy. But you and me, we're fucking done professionally. Which is good because we can continue to work on Take 3 together.
But anyway, but
good. I didn't want my review of Scar Walker either on YouTube.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how much of a fight top 10 show get into a battle if they have to do this as their topic.
Listen,
I don't know. I think John Roque and Matt Nose get in way less fights than we do on regular.
Easily.
Well, I mean, that's true, but once again, they'll
They
probably
can
have the
see to each other a lot more.
But anyway, to recap our top 12 list, our top 12 Star Wars themes, I'm not even going to try. I've never tried to do a falsetto on here, but I'm not even going to try. At number 12.
Star Wars movie themes, yeah.
Star Wars. Movie.
Okay, I'm going to try and get Matt on all the time to do that from now on.
I could just record it and you could just play it for whatever the episode is.
But at number 12, we've got the Cantina Band. At 11, we've got Anakin's Dark Deeds. At number 10, we've got Across the Stars.
Bullshit.
Kristen
At
on the button.
9, we've got Throne Room End Credit Scene. At 8, we've got Battle of the Heroes.
Assholes.
At 7, we've got TIE Fighter Attack. At 6, we've got Yoda's theme. At 5, we've got Rey's theme. At 4, we've got the Imperial March. At 3, we've got Princess Leia's theme. At 2, we've got Duel of the Fates. And our number 1 is Binary Sunset. And we've also got a surprise
The
guest.
Force theme. Oh,
Oh, dear
that was
God.
way too good of a timing.
What's up?
Abe, you're late.
Over.
What? Really? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was just sorry.
But anyway, we're going to go to plugs. Kristen, where can people find you online?
You can find me needing another 2 or 3 months off of Rankum to get over all the stress of Rankum at home, not being on Rankum. No, I love this. It's great. It's very stressful. You can find me at Smith_K10, the number, not the word. Twitter, Instagram, and Stardust, even though I don't post anything on Stardust. You can also find me right here, hosting the Take 3 Reactor Summit whenever the heck I feel like hosting the Take 3 Reactor Summit. Hopefully on Monday. That's it. It's nowhere else. That's it.
Manning, where can people find you online?
You can find me online I'm gonna start that over. Words. Thank you. Well, thank you guys. Thanks. You can find me on Twitter at Cine_man. That's CINE_MANN, as well as my YouTube channel, Manning Franks, where I'm currently this video essay I'm currently editing is over 20 minutes. And I need to cut it down. So I'll let you know when that's up. Might have a 2-parter. We'll find out. And then also you can find me hosting Gone with the Wind. This next episode should be coming up right after this is up because work has been hectic these few days, so I haven't got a chance to edit it. But here's talking about Parasite, reviewing it. Did we love it? Did we hate it? You will find out and see once you watch it. Please watch. Thank you. Goodbye.
Matt, where can people find you online?
You guys, as always, can find me at Kearns_Matthew on Twitter, MattMovies611 on YouTube and WordPress, and right here as host of Second Look. Episode will hopefully, I just want to make sure I'm getting the date. It's looking like the 25th is when Second Look, this month's episode, which is going to be on Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, is going to be dropping the next month, sometime before Christmas, or actually, hopefully, right around the time of Rise of Skywalker. Second Look on Episode 3 will be dropping. You probably won't see me on Rankum until in December we do another Star Wars month because I got shit I gotta do.
Abe, where can people find you online?
You can follow me on Twitter at AbrahamF25. You can follow me on Instagram at AbrahamFlores25. And you cannot add me on Facebook at Abraham A. Flores. Please do not add me. I don't care about your life, and you shouldn't care about mine either.
He saw Charlie's Angels today. Got a notification about that. You're such
Oh,
good
yeah,
friends.
and I saw Ford versus Ferrari, which we will review and Gone with the Wind next week.
Yes, we will. I still need to see it before that.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, this.
And you can find me.
That's my lightsaber.
And you can find me. And you can find me on Take 3 Productions, hosting Rankum every Sunday. Unless something happens in my life that I have to move it, but and chaos is a good way to sum up Rankum on most times. But you can also find me on God of the Wind occasionally, as well as hosting Formula Random there, and vote on the poll to decide what next week's topic is. It's already up, and yeah. Also vote on Black Tears too. The link's still there. There's a couple of ties that need to be broken up by tomorrow, but until next week, keep listing shit.
Who wants to kill you?
I hate my son.